Ready. Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Good morning. Right? Bring it on. Good morning. Bring it on. Good morning. Hold on just a second. Hold on. Just give me a second. All right. I know I could have had this done. I just needed a quick little drink here. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Welcome back this Monday morning. Saturday was a beautiful Saturday in North Georgia. I tell you what, hail. Did you get hail at the house? We got hail. Storm looked a little rough, but anyhow, beautiful Saturday. We're going to go into everything. I wonder what the weather's like out in Chaz, right? You know, Chaz. I wonder if when they sat outside in Chaz drinking coffee, what the weather's like. Okay, so you're not for sure exactly what I'm talking about. Let me get it here. Let me get it really quickly. I pulled it up a minute ago. Chaz, the new, brand new. It's like it just sprung up overnight. A country within a country. Chaz, Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Oh, they got a community garden going. Everything is happening in Chaz. I want to check the weather. Did you know that there was an attempt for an autonomous zone in Asheville, North Carolina, and Portland, Oregon? We'll talk about that a little later. Hey, you know what? Is it too early to say this? Give me number 60. Now, this is the Wendy's that they chose to burn down. Anger in Atlanta over fatal shooting of black man, and that would be Rashad Brooks. So that's the Wendy's that he was in the drive-thru, sound asleep. Wendy's called 911. 911, what's your emergency? The usual, a drunk guy wanting some burgers. Now, who hasn't been drunk and wanted some burgers? I mean, that in itself is not a crime. Being drunk and wanting burgers, but getting in the car inebriated, is that what they say? They just told me I was drunk. But getting in the car and driving under the influence to get the burgers, now that's a whole different story. But a drunk guy wanting a burger, nothing new about that. But here's Wendy's, right? I guess that slogan, never frozen and always fresh. Sorry. Burn down the Wendy's. So Keisha Lance Bottom, the mayor, and I want to ask you this question. We're going to get into everything today. The mayor of Atlanta immediately comes out and fires this guy. Where is it at? Okay. Immediately comes out. Where is it at? Daggone it. You know what I really wanted to say? There it is. Give me number 58. She immediately comes out and fires these two officers. Or the one, at least. I don't know about the other. I think it's Officer Garrett Rolfe, who pulled the trigger. Okay. Shot the man in the back. She came out and immediately just bypassed due process. Now, whether you like it or not, there's such thing in law enforcement as a justified kill, and there's an entire investigation to determine whether there's a justified kill. So she just went straight to, boom, you're fired. Now, I thought myself that you just could not up and fire these people. But now, boom. Was she really auditioning? Keisha Lance Bottoms the other night, was she auditioning to be Joe Biden's running mate? I don't know. We'll check it out. Now, here's one. Destiny, I just sent you a couple new pictures. If they're ready, give me first number 93. Okay, if that's ready. Yesterday in Blairsville, Georgia, if you're watching out there, America, this is one of those days I want to clear something up. Our FYN director, news director, and chief editor, Lauren Souther, understands freedom of speech. And I like it. I enjoy when I see some of you out there like what we say until somebody else gets some freedom of speech. I'm serious. Don't want to go in there. Obviously, this show's an opinion show, but on FYI, it's an opinion show. I believe in freedom of speech, but it's my damn opinion is what I bring day in and day out. So that being said, our news network, our online news network, Fetch Your News, believes in freedom of speech. And some people get upset. And what you're seeing there, in Blairsville, Georgia, they had a Black Lives Matter protest. We covered it, okay? Let me tell you why we covered it. Give me number 92. Look at the numbers of people that want to see this. We're not supposed to keep you from information. MSNBC is supposed to keep you from information. CNN is supposed to. ABC, CBS, any others? They're supposed to keep you from, they're not supposed to, but they keep you from information. Not us. It's not our role to keep you from information. So yesterday when we videoed and did a live feed for the protest in Blairsville, Georgia, if you'll look at the bottom, 40,000 people were reached, okay? 16,624 were engaged. There was 1.5 thousand comments and 25,000 views. Obviously, that's us not filtering out the information that people want to see. We don't determine those numbers. We can't fix those numbers. So keep in mind, freedom of speech can't be limited to your political or your, well, just say political affiliations, leaning, whatever. All right. So you can take that down. Just wanted to show you that. Oh, by the way, number 91. This is Chaz. Just wanted to show you. This is Chaz. You can see at the top. Seattle's Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. There's Chaz right there. Abandoned. As you can see on there, there's an abandoned police station. They have a park. They commandeered a park. They were smart because now they're community farming. It looks like they have some raw real estate. I mean, it looks like they'll start right. Something like this happened in Cuba. When Castro went in, I mean, it wasn't quite like this because they're peaceful. Well, wait a minute. The mayor of Seattle gave these damn people. And when Donald Trump said, and Inslee, the dumbass governor of Washington State and the mayor told Donald Trump to go back in his bunker. And this was more like a block party. Right, well, it's like a company picnic. Bring your glove. All right, let's move on. We're going to talk more about that. Now, another thing I want to get into this. Oh, yeah, right. Let's get into this. Number 90. Right? Is this Browns Mayfield quarterback? He will take a knee no matter what. Give me number 24. These are he's the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Everybody's so upset about my comment, doesn't understand the reasoning behind my kneeling in the first place. Nate and Cap came to an agreement that kneeling was the most respectful way to support our military, while also standing up for equality. I have the utmost respect for our military, cops, and people that serve our country. It's about equality and everybody being treated the same, because We're all human. Well, that was nice. I bet he had some white privileges through college and high school, as they call it. Yeah, I bet he was very white privileged. And now he's a multi-millionaire and he can say these things. It's about equality, treated the same. We're all human. It's been ignored for too long, and that is my fault. White guilt. That damn white. I mean, I was busy this weekend, so I did not get a chance to renounce mine. I'll try in a week or so. Oh my God, white people and their guilt. Their guilt for what? It's been ignored for too long, and that is my fault, as well as for not becoming more educated and staying silent. How the hell? You just finished college, you dumbass. I mean, why couldn't you become educated? Pick up a damn book. Not becoming more educated. Dude, you went all through high school. The guy you was handing the ball off was maybe black. I don't know. Maybe a black guy. You tossed it down the field, the boom, right? Maybe the guy catching it was black. I don't know. What about your college days? Didn't see anything there? My fault, as well as for not becoming more educated and staying silent. I see what's happening. It's just not my place to get involved. If I lose fans, that's okay. If you guys don't want to watch, because I'm woke, white boy woke. Oh. If you don't watch because I'm a white boy that's woke, that's okay. I've always spoken my mind. And that's from the heart. Well, good for you. We're happy for you. Take your damn knee. There you go. Take a knee. Oh, what else do we have to talk about today? I'm sure there's something else. Now, this one here, I want to start with, I'm going to do this, and we're going to come back to this because I understand Rashad Brooks. Well, we'll play that. Okay, we'll do that and come back to this. Give me number 89. Do you know the Republican voters against Trump ad? Do you know there's Republican voters? There's Republican voters against Trump. Now, they bought ads. Religious bigot, right? Donald Trump. They bought ads, and they're going to be running them on Charlotte. They're running them in Charlotte, Greenville, South Carolina, and D.C. Yeah, Charlotte, Greenville, South Carolina, and D.C. on Fox Networks. And we'll show you the ad a little later. But have you watched? Most of you have. So, let's see. Most of you watched. I did earlier. Let's go with it's 2 minutes and 19. Let's go with Rashad Brooks, shot by Atlanta police, Wendy's drive-thru. Now, we're going to play that one, come back for a minute or two. Did you watch the footage? I watched an hour of footage yesterday. I watched over an hour of footage. This is only 2 minutes. But if we're going to talk about it, if you are the one person out there that has not seen it, not being mean, go ahead. Let's run this video here, and we'll be right back after this video.
Oh, shit.
What?
Damn. Fuck. Oh. I got it. Hey, bro.
All right, one bad word. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I really am. I forgot that was in there. I forgot that was in there. I really did. Brother forgot it was in there, man. All right. Sorry. Hey, just saying. Everybody got a video camera there. I should have gave the warning. I apologize. When we do something like that, I like to get the warning out first, so I'm sorry about that. But here are the two officers. Now, what you don't see there, and what give me number 58. What you don't talk they don't talk about this morning. Is this the lawless? Are we the lawless United States of America? I mean, these two officers tried to. They were very compassionate with this man. They were very nice to this man. I listened to every bit of it. Okay. He didn't know where he was at. He was inebriated, as they call it, drunk. He was, he said he kept calling his baby. I kept calling my baby. What you want, a 1 or a 2 at McDonald's? What do you want, a 1 or a 2 at Wendy's? Sorry, Wendy's. So anyhow, you see what happened. They said, okay, look, we can't take a chance. You're going to drive drunk. Really, if you're drunk driving and they can prove you drove into that Wendy's, I mean, I think, I don't know legally, but I think if you have the keys in the car, even if you're asleep, if the keys are in there, sleeping it off, I don't know the details, but if Rashad, or whatever his name is, Brooks, would have got in that car and pulled out on the highway and killed himself and a carload of people, there is a due process. Let's go to one more video I want to do. Let's go. It's 3 minutes long, but I don't want to go to the entire 3 minutes. But before we take our first break, let's go to Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms' press conference on deadly police shooting.
Time in just 2 weeks, I have spent the better part of a day reviewing video footage involving allegations of excessive use by members of the Atlanta Police Department. Tragically, the most recent incident involved the fatal shooting of a 27-year-old man, Rashad Brooks. Officers were called in response to Mr. Brooks falling asleep in his car while in the drive-through line at a local Wendy's. After a series of questions and administering a field sobriety test, officers attempted to arrest Mr. Brooks. While attempting to handcuff Mr. Brooks, he tussled with the officers and was able to take the taser from one of the arresting officers. As Mr. Brooks ran away, he turned over his shoulder and appears to fire the taser at one of the officers. The officer, in turn, shot Mr. Brooks with his service weapon. While there may be debate as to whether this was an appropriate use of deadly force, I firmly believe that there is a clear distinction between what you can do and what you should do. I do not believe that this was a justified use of deadly force and have called for the immediate termination of the officer. What has become abundantly clear over the last couple of weeks in Atlanta is that while we have a police force full of men and women who work alongside our communities with honor, respect, and dignity, there has been a disconnect with what our expectations are and should be.
Now, my question to you before we take our break is that an audition to be Vice President of the United States? I mean, seriously, I was having a discussion with somebody yesterday afternoon on the phone, and I was saying, you know what, isn't it time we have the debate without political motive? And that's on all sides, okay? All sides. No political motive, but we can't do that anymore in this country. Are we the lawless United States of America plus Chaz? And did she audition yesterday or the day before yesterday? Was she auditioning to be Joe Biden's running mate? And she said, I do not believe a justified use of force. She determined she did not believe it was a justified use of force. Now, no matter where you're at on the side of the argument, and sadly to say argument, because that's where we're at, we argue about everything. So no matter where you're at on the side of the argument here, We are now going to put our law enforcement in a position that somebody can pull the trigger on something of anything. Interesting. So, hey, officer, can you roll down your window, please? Yes. Officer, could you tell me what you pulled me over for? Oh, nothing. I just wanted to hand you my gun. I have others in the car for the next people I pull over. Take a break. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
As Georgia opens back up, it's time to come back to Days Chevrolet in Jasper with huge savings on the North Georgia Mountain's biggest selection of pre-owned vehicles. All makes, all models, all with low miles and a super low price. Or buy new and get 0% financing for 72 months on every single Silverado 1500 or Equinox at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
Folks, every bit of it's orchestrated. Now, was it orchestrated that the officer killed Brooks in Atlanta? No, I don't think so. I watched that. But everything is orchestrated and put together. Every time something happens for the benefit of the socialist, left, communist, the list goes on, radical, under the name and umbrella as a Democrat, to take down Donald Trump. Everybody is in cahoots. One of my favorite words, cahoots. Let me just show you. It's all a takedown of the president. Before I do that, I want to give a shout out to this weekend was amazing. I want to give a shout out to TJ Dearman. Give me number one. I want to do my shout outs right now. These are some awesome people. My wife and I drove over to Jackson County. Got in the car, Jackson County, drove over there to their Republican Party picnic. The chair there, TJ Dearman, awesome job. Congressman Doug Collins, number two, he was there. Number two, he was there. Made the picnic. Give me number six, Andrew Clyde, was there, a candidate for the 9th Congressional District Congress. Andrew was there. Okay. Number seven, this is Stacey Hall. He is in the runoff for the 50th State Senate District. Okay. Number eight is Bo Hatchett, number 8. He is also in the runoff against Stacey Hall for State Senate 50. Now, yesterday, I want to give another quick shout out to these people are just amazing, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Betsy Young, the chair of the Towns County. Now, I don't have a picture of Betsy. I could have found one, but she doesn't slow down long enough. So yesterday is pouring the rain. And they wanted to have a birthday party for the President of the United States, 74th birthday party. Give me number 3, okay? Number 3 is the Towns County GOP, all right? And it poured the rain, hail. I mean, it was an ugly storm, but they didn't give up. Now, I forget this young veteran's name, number 4. He was just a joy to be around, and I am sorry. This is a great American here, number 4. But the happy birthday cake, which is upside down there. Happy 74th birthday, President Trump, June 14th, 2020. Keep America great, okay? And I liked these hats on these ladies here, number 9. They were out there keeping America great. They had their Trump hats on, okay? I tell you, the weather was really rough, but they stuck it out. So, all right, now let's end there. Take that down. Let's start back all over. Everybody's capitalizing off of the death of, and we'll find out in a couple of days, Rashad Brooks, as soon as some background checks are done and everything like that. But number 23. Let's go through the help that the media gives Democrats on a daily basis. Democratic fears grow over 2020 voter suppression. Well, what does Rashad Brooks have to do with it? Voter suppression, 2020, their fears of over 2020 voter suppression, right? And so they bring in the big guns. I should never say bring in the big guns. It's just, I just don't think it's appropriate for me to say that. But they call in the big sister. I shouldn't say that. I'm just saying things looking for my picture here. They call in another person that's auditioning for, as number 12, Stacey Abrams. So they call her in yesterday to talk about voter suppression and move right into justified anger. Now, the burning down and the rioting it's justified anger. And she tells you that. Do you have the video with Stacey Abrams as she continues to audition for vice president? Let's go with her video.
Continue until we actually make change.
We saw media taking responsibility last night in Atlanta. I want to ask you about that incident over the weekend in Atlanta, the killing of 27-year-old Rashad Brooks. Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms did speak out on this yesterday. Let's listen.
While we have a police force full of men and women who work alongside our communities with honor, respect, and dignity, there has been a disconnect with what our expectations are and should be as it relates to interactions with our officers and the communities in which they are entrusted to protect.
What a disconnect that is. She mentioned this the third time in the last 2 weeks she's had to review police video.
And that is why you saw the reaction from protesters. That is why the virulence of anger remains. Activists are necessarily calling into question what's actually being done. And what I would say is that there's a legitimacy to this anger. There's a legitimacy to this outrage. A man was murdered because he was asleep in a drive-thru. And we know that this is not an isolated occurrence. We also know that a man taking a taser from a police officer in Pennsylvania resulted in his arrest. But because this person was black, it resulted in his death. Those are conversations that have to be had not only through speeches, but through the decisions made by budget allocations. And I think that's the next conversation we have to have in Atlanta.
Well,
budget allocations. Write it down. You got a piece of paper. I know you study. Budget allocations. All right. Now, wait a minute. Budget allocations. Now, they want to lead you to believe that a guy got shot and killed in Atlanta because he was holding up the line. Come on, Betty, you're holding up the line. We got a line all the way around the window. We got our midnight window. Everybody's drunk and wants a burger. You think you're the only drunk in line that wants a burger? Move it. We're calling the cops. Well, I understand. So, but the takeaway, budget allocations. So let me see if I have anything on that. Let's see. Number 53. Let's put these together for a reason. 53, okay? Rep. Clyburn, nobody is going to defund the police. See, the Democrats know they're in trouble here. This Wendy's inferno. This charbroiling the burger at Wendy's and it getting out of hand. They know they want to truly defund law enforcement. They know that. They know they want to take your guns. You and I know that. Okay? Democrats believe in mind control and manipulation. And if you were holding a gun and the camera was on like this, and somebody walked through the door, took the gun from my hand and left, they would continue to say nobody took that gun. I know you think I'm silly, but that's what they would do. This rings true for budget allocations. Budget allocations. Defunding. Remember, budget allocations from the big girl. I'm wrong. People say just when you're starting to make some sense, you go and say something. But remember, look at the screen. Clyburn, nobody is going to defund the police. Number 52. Activist push for defunding the police to address violence. James Clyburn, go back to 53. Nobody going to defund them. We had a meeting, man. Nancy called me in. Now, because I am black, and for no other reason than I am black, I will be one bringing the message. Now, there was a couple white guys in the room, but Nancy said you cannot go out and be white and say nobody is going to defund the police. There was an Asian guy in the room, and he said, I'll go out and tell them, no, no, no. The same guy, the same black guy that pulled Joe's ass, that would be Biden, through South Carolina to Super Tuesday, is going to be the same black guy to go out and lie once again and say no one is going to defund the police. Stacey Abrams says anger, justified anger. Remember, when she says justified anger, all right, so they're burning down the Wendy's. Damn. They're angry. Justified. A man got killed for sleeping in a drive-thru. They want you to believe it's not a crime to be drunk and want a burger on Friday night or whatever. And, if you get up to pull to the next window, please. You get up there, you got to wait. I mean, if it ain't ready, you got to wait. Brother fell off to sleep. Remember, budget allocations, right? Budget allocations. Now, it's all going together. Every last bit of it. Because what do? They bring in the domestic terrorist, number 88. Al Sharpton. They bring in Al. Atlanta police shooting sparks new outrage. I wish you guys out there, would send me, I wish you would take this picture, okay, and caption it for me. I really would. Give me number 70. So I'm watching Morning Joe this morning, getting ready, reading some articles, reading about the attempt to have an autonomous zone in Portland, the attempt to have an autonomous zone. I wonder if it rains in that area of Seattle. I wonder if they picked out an area. I wonder if there's a couple good coffee shops. They got a park or two they could sit in and have coffee. Anyhow, so I'm watching it, and this picture pops up, 3:02 a.m. in the morning, which is 6:02 Eastern time. Would you look at this domestic terrorist, the shakedown king? Okay. All right. Now, I want to get into this. Let me go through. Here is number 66. The minute the guy got shot, she said, you know what, I'm out of here. I'll give you my, I will give you my resignation. Hold on, I have it here somewhere. And this is Chief of Police Erica Shields, all right? She resigned the other night. Erica Shields was, they haven't had time to change this, the 24th police chief in Atlanta Police Department, appointed December 2016. She is an advocate of 21st century policing. Look that up, 21st century policing, with a focus on reducing crime while also strengthening trust and collaboration with our community. Chief Shields has a tough mindset on crime, but a compassion and proactive approach to working with the community and its leaders, while also enduring accountability for officers. She's gone. She resigned the other night, okay? Now, I will tell you this. Americans' fear of going into cities, America's fear, okay, of people going in and being safe in areas is going through the roof. Okay. Now, let me say this. Whether you like the white people, that Thurston Howell III and Lovey get in and she puts her fur on for the night and they drive into downtown Atlanta to take on a play. They want to watch a play or see a movie, or they're at the opera. The opera's always going to need, okay? Something's got to change, and it's got to change for years. The opera will not exist without money from rich liberal whack jobs, endowments from the arts, and Thurston Howell III and Lovey getting in the car and going to the opera. So you'll always need white people to come to town. I know people are like, okay, where are you going with it? Just saying. You got to have trucks drive through. Okay? I mean, truck drivers hauling the, whatever, through town. And next thing you know, car pulls up beside the truck driver like the Wild West. Pull it over. What? Pull it over. Open the back. I see we don't have a badges. We don't wear no stinking badges. Open the back. Police officer comes up, 2 cars. Wow. What's going on here? Well, these guys pointed a gun at me, made me pull my rig open, told me to open the back. And now they are taking stuff out of the back and filling the back of their truck. Officer. Okay, so is that all that happened? Yeah, isn't that enough? Just saying. All right, guys, get what you want, leave. You're making fun of me, right? And I'm the damn person that set up Chaz in Seattle, 6 city blocks, right? Mm-hmm. I got it. I got it, okay? So, guys, get your French toast sticks and leave. You, when they're done, shut your trailer and move on. Call the company and tell them somebody took a pallet of your French toast sticks and turned it into insurance. Are we done here? Good. Nobody got hurt. I didn't shoot nobody's ass. I didn't try to put cuffs on anybody. I don't have to book anybody. Everybody's going to be happy. What the hell? All right, I better move on. I'm sorry. There's Erica, right? She's gone. Gone. All right, let's see what else I have here. Now, the lawless. Now it's all together. Give me number 87. All right. A city in anguish seeks answers. Okay. All right. Cool. So we have, and then we have, did I show this yet? Yeah, I showed the outrage by the Shrinkadink. So let me start through some pictures of where this gets put together. I mean, folks, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you a video of Never Trumpers. And what I'm showing you now, if you're not going to come into reality that we have a battle, we have a war for our country, we're losing our country. Oh, it's spinning out of control, totally out of control. All right. I mean, there's a first. This is not a right or wrong, but I do want to do this. I've always wondered. I always wanted to meet the guy that got arrested for this. I'll find it here in a second. All right. I've always wanted to meet this person. Okay. They got arrested for, daggone, where's it at? I'm going to find it and you're going to see it. I'm not joking. You're going to see it. All right. I've always wanted to meet the person that got arrested for this. And I finally did today because the media, and the point I want to make with this is the media is out there looking for it. I mean, you would not believe they are looking for it. They are encouraging. All right. All right. They're encouraging people out there, CNN and others, get your phone out the very minute you see a police officer pull over and just turn it on. All right. And it's just going to be a second here, folks. I've always wanted to see. There it is. There it is. CNN. Number 37. Tulsa police violently arrest teens for jaywalking. I've waited my whole life. I wondered who ever got arrested for jaywalking. And here we go. Out there in Tulsa, they violently arrested a teen for jaywalking. Violently. Okay. Number 36, Tulsa police violently arrest teen for jaywalking. Tulsa, Oklahoma. violently arrested teen for jaywalking. I wonder where Trump is going to hold his rally. Why, I think it's going to be in Tulsa, right? All right, so trying to get where I'm at here. Trump is planning to hold, let me go through some pictures here. Okay, here's number 11. Here's the officer, okay, talking to Brooks. He talked to them for 20-some minutes, all right? I'll get back to this one in a minute. Here are the peaceful protesters. Give me number 16. Protesters in U.S. attempt to replicate the success of Chaz. The success. Police dismantled autonomous zone in Asheville, North Carolina. Play the attempt of the autonomous zone in Asheville, North Carolina, and the police dismantle it. Do you have that video available? No autonomous zone in Asheville. They did not tell, the mayor of Asheville obviously did not send a message to the president and tell him to get back in his bunker. They decided in Asheville there would be no Chaz in Asheville. Peaceful. Now, I'm going to tell you what we're getting ready to do. Give me number 17. Look at them. I mean, look at the youth of America. Look at the peaceful protest there. Isn't that awesome? Okay. Then we have 18. Welcome to Chaz. That's CHOP. I forget the acronym there. Number 19, you will see they are community gardens. You see that? They're wearing masks. They're community gardens. They have their tents up. Okay. That's nice, right? Give me number 20. Others gathered in small groups to discuss plans for no-till farming and fundraising for medical supplies. Why, Chaz could soon have a walk-in clinic. Another topic, how to cope with the growing number of onlookers who seem to regard what is known variously as Chaz. All right. Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, or CHOP, there it is, Capitol Hill Occupied Protest. Among other titles, as the city's newest tourist attraction. Yeah, it's going on. Oh, yeah. Going on. And it's all because of Black Lives Matter, voter suppression. You put all of that together, and you get Chaz, right? So let me see here. I had that just a minute ago. All right. Let me see. That's number 20. Give me number. Well, actually, 20 and 21 are the same thing. So I made a little small mistake there. Give me Stacey Abrams. This is a quote from Stacey Abrams, number 22, and her interview. Abrams, this is Stacey Abrams of Georgia, voter suppression. We're putting it all together. Because don't think the death of Rashad Brooks, budget allocations, defunding law enforcement, what's going on in Minnesota where it all started, don't think for one earthly minute it's not all tied together. Stacey Abrams, who has been on Biden's list of prospective candidates to be his running mate, has been trying to highlight the issue before the November election. Here's a quote. We should absolutely be concerned about our voter suppression and its impact on November elections, Abrams said in a statement to The Hill, adding that Democrats should turn that concern into action through robust voter protection operations, voter education, advocacy campaigns, and litigation. Georgia's primary was an unmitigated disaster. But the solutions are not difficult, Abrams said. We need more resources and better training of poll workers and county officials. So counties blew it. Poll workers blew it. Just more training, more resources. That is in the voter suppression. It all is put together. I'm telling you, folks, okay? This is the article that comes out of number 23, Democrats fear over 2020 voter suppression. All right. I want to pass by that. Now, Trump reschedules Tulsa rally after facing criticism over Juneteenth date. I'm going to tell you something, folks. Juneteenth in Tulsa. Tulsa would also be the place where the kid was videoed for getting arrested jaywalking. Tulsa would also be the place Trump is going to do a rally. Let's keep going here for just a minute. All right, I want to get a little more on Tulsa. Give me 31. 31 COVID threat. It's all tied together, folks. It's all part of the coup. It's all part to take the president down. Why are you going from Rashad Brooks to? Okay. I will get that in just a minute, but let me go. We're going to go back to that. Tulsa. Let's see. I have it here a minute before I go to break. I got it here. Number 49. Let's throw that in the mix. Democrats are grappling with calls to defund the police. They're not. They're just wanting to see how to. Number 50. This is the media. The reason I show this guy's picture, number 50. Democrats divided over term defunding police. They're not. They're not. You remember Democrats. Remember what Democrats were divided over? Remember? They were divided over whether they would vote for Nancy Pelosi or not. Remember that? Why Nancy Pelosi may not have gotten the votes needed to be the next Speaker of the House. That's why you got a guy by the name of like Connor Lamb out in Pennsylvania, because I think he told people he would not vote for Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House, and he did or didn't. I don't know. But I'm just saying that. So when you see Democrats divided over the term defunding police, it seems like in 2018, about the time they needed to, they were divided over another issue. Because people were saying, do you want Nancy Pelosi to continue to be Speaker of the House? Why, no. Well, then you got to get out there and campaign and say you're not for her, no matter how unpopular or popular it is, you don't like her. And I told you all along they would whip everybody into shape. Nancy would bring them in. James Clyburn them, beat the hell out of them, and say this is the way it works. Remember there's up there, a lady up there in Michigan, I will not vote. All across this country, I will not vote. Boom! They all voted for Nancy. And then gave you a reason. Once we got here and look, same thing. Divided over the term defunding the police. We're going to have a lot of candidates out there that are running as Democrats for House of Representatives that are going to lie to their constituents and say, I'm not for defunding the police. I will not. You can trust me. I won't go to Washington to defund the police. What in the hell? I don't care what Nancy and Chuck Schumer, are they cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Are they Looney Tunes with an Elmer Fudd no gun and pun gun intended? Right? No, I will not. Lies. Once they get there, if they take back the House, they will defund law enforcement, and all of the lying new freshman representatives or reelected representatives that had a tough election battle will walk right in lockstep with Nancy and take your guns and defund law enforcement. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a break. When we come back, let me tell you what we got going on. Last Friday, Rick from the All-Star panel had he laid out very clearly a timeline and what was taking place in Minnesota where this started with George Floyd. I asked him to take 10 minutes and do it again and clarify it for our audience this morning. So when we come back, we are going to have from the Friday's All-Star panel, we are going to have Rick with us. Okay, take a break.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, one nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
As Georgia opens back up, it's time to come back to Day Chevrolet in Jasper with huge savings on the North Georgia Mountain's biggest selection of pre-owned vehicles. All makes, all models, all with low miles and a super low price. Or buy new and get 0% financing for 72 months on every single Silverado 1500 or Equinox at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Day Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, on Friday, we have a panel for several years, and it's the All-Star Political Panel. And sometimes people say when you guys get to cutting up, there's a lot of inside jokes we don't know about out there as the audience. But we've been together so long, and we have our little inside jokes. And Rick, okay. Rick teetered on brilliance Friday. We couldn't go all the way. We just couldn't go. But all jokes aside, he teetered on brilliance, and he laid out a timeline and explained in detail what I agree with him we feel has happened in Minnesota, that no way. The media this morning, folks, are talking about the president held his left hand under the water glass with his right hand to take a drink, and they're diagnosing whether his cognitive functions are working. Instead of out in Minnesota saying, hey, something smells with all this outrage and peaceful protest. Rick is with us now. I want him to go over. Rick, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning. Happy Monday to you, Brian.
Well, you know, I really do mean that. And for the folks that watched it Friday, you know, Bruce, Jane, and I may have interrupted you once or twice. And I said to you, I'd like to just say, hey, go and run that timeline about Minnesota that people, Minneapolis, Minnesota, that people are not paying attention to. So I figured the timing was right, Rick. I mean, George Floyd has just finished his 8th funeral, and he's been buried 3 times, and they dig him up, bury him in another hole so Al Sharpton can say something. But I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that.
Let me tell you, you know, when you called over the weekend and just said, you know, take a little time and put something together, and I'd love to have you be on the show and, you know, detail some more what we talked about. I did that, and I'm telling you, there are so many plots and subplots.
Okay, well, go with it. There you go. There's your takeoff. Plots and subplots.
You know, the way I'd like to start it is saying, you know, I tried to focus on okay, what was the reasoning behind this, and I kept going down different trails, and you know, I've come up with what I think is okay. This could have been several different things. So you know, maybe after I tell you what I've come up with, and then detail some of the background behind the reasoning, you know, it may make more sense. So stay with me on this one now. You know, it could have been orchestrated to be a test run for November. Can we pull this off again in November to figure out how we can take down Trump and how we can steal the vote? Okay, that's one. Was it a real estate play? Over the years, the company that owns El Nuevo, which was the bar that Chauvin and Floyd worked at.
Oh, wait a minute. No, Chauvin is the police officer that had his knee on the neck of George Floyd. And you're talking about right.
The real estate agent, the club's security guard, the guy that owns two homes, one in Florida and one in Minnesota, and the same guy that owns and operates an Airbnb. This guy must not sleep. Anyway, I'll come back to Derek.
But now you went into that and you started talking about a nightclub.
Nightclub in 1996. Club El Nuevo started on Lake Street. The front person behind that club, the front is a lady by the name of Maya Santa Maria. She's not the owner. You look at every owner, you look at every article and it says the owner. She was the front, she was the face, she was the voice. She's also a good friend of Mayor Fry's. She'd been operating this club, but the real owner is Omar Investments. Who are Omar Investments? And I'll come back to that, but when I say it could be a real estate play. Omar Investments is one of the largest investment companies in that neighborhood. And what they've done is they've capitalized on the Somali influx into the city of Minnesota, in the city of Minneapolis. Remember when the Somali Civil War happened, there was thousands of people that were killed, hundreds of thousands actually, and then thousands of people were refugees. They came to the U.S. at the direction of two previous administrations. When Somali refugees came to the U.S., they don't get to pick and choose where they came from. People will say, why are there so many Somalis in a cold climate like Minnesota? Because they've got so many caregiving groups that, like Catholic Charities and the Lutheran charities, that they found that they were being accepted into that area, and they were being taught the language, they were being given jobs. So you know, of the 84 to 100,000 Somalis that have immigrated to the U.S., 50% of them live in Minneapolis. So, okay, so they need a place to live. So there's my real estate play. This Omar Investment's been trying to put in public housing along there forever, but they've been stymied by the city council. Or was it just a front for a money laundering operation, aka El Nuevo, who is being investigated for money laundering, counterfeiting, drug trafficking, and human trafficking?
Get ready, folks. Get ready. This is Pay attention.
You can see that, you know, incidentally, it just seems like they're all tied together.
No, wait a minute. This is counterfeiting. They're being investigated. This club, the George Floyd happens to work there.
Right.
The police officer happens to work there.
The club opened in 1996. In 2001, remember what happened? We had a tragedy. We had the 9/11 tragedy.
Right.
There are indications that there could be 3-letter involvement by either CIA, FBI. In 2001, they planted a lot of people in areas because of the Patriot Act. They were allowed to do that so that they could monitor internal activities within this country. There is a chain out there that will tell you that could be happening at El Nuevo. What happened in 2001, right after in 2001 after 9/11? One of the members of Omar Investments was arrested in an FBI sting operation. He was giving bribes to a city council person in order to try to help his cause to get his housing approved. He spent 17 months in federal penitentiary, orchestrating his empire from jail. Okay? What happened right after that? Derek Chauvin all of a sudden magically appears on the payroll. Derek Chauvin has a background of being in the military, MP police, stationed in Germany, stationed in Rochester, New York. Didn't have an exemplary record, but you never know, the records can be changed. He shows up. He's been working at that club now for 17 years. 17 years he's been working, and he's the outside security guy. Okay? He monitors who comes in and who doesn't come in. Floyd worked on the inside. He was an inside bouncer. So whether they had a lot of interaction, it's tough to tell. But you can see now, all the way back 17 years ago, he was hired right after the 2011 sting operation by the FBI. He was hired to be a bouncer at this club. Okay, so that's where it really, really gets dicey. So Mona Sabri and Basim Sabri are the owners of this Omar investment. They are the ones that actually own El Nuevo, the club. Okay, so there are some folks out there that will say that COVID forced the shutdown of El Nuevo, so they couldn't keep making bank deposits during their money laundering and counterfeiting operation. So they were basically on a stand down. George Floyd, who is an employee, he's now out of work. So he gets his hand on the cookie jar and takes some of the counterfeit dough, and he's waving it around town. Some will tell you that when he did that, some will say that they put a hit on him, and it was nothing more than a controlled assassination. Because if he stays alive and he gets brought in, he starts to sing about counterfeiting, and then the Secret Service comes in. When he's dead, the Secret Service stays out of the picture.
So what you're saying, but what you're saying here, in theory, everybody in this country's had 4 months of pressure, and so the club is closed. Nobody can go in, no in and out. He has no basic income. He's got a cookie jar at home. This is theory that, he's stashing some 20s. He has a stack of 20s from time to time in there. And he gets stupid, as we call it, and he grabs a handful out, and he's like, people in town like, George, where are you getting these 20s? And finally, he was pulled over by the officer from the same club. So just...
And isn't it ironic that he's pulled over by the officer who literally had 3 shifts under his belt. His partner had 1 shift under his belt. And magically, in another car comes Derek Chauvin, and he takes over.
Right.
He was called apparently to help arrest him. Now, what the public has been led to believe, you know, he was tested positive for COVID. He had COVID a long time ago. He had antibodies. What was under the radar was the actual autopsy report and toxicology report that shows that he had 9 different drugs in his system: fentanyl, methamphetamine, cannabis, you name it, he had it. But we weren't made aware of that. This guy's got a rap sheet a mile long, and that doesn't justify what happened to him. And I'm not saying that by any means.
I think we all looked at how he got I guess they determined he got killed that way, but I think we're all looking at how he got killed, and that's our concern. But I'm, for one, not been honoring the life of George Floyd. I've been upset with the death and how it took place at George Floyd, period.
Exactly. And then, you get to, and then you go down another hole and you see, and you start looking at some of these city council people. People are referring to Keith Ellison, who incidentally was born Catholic, and when he went to law school, he became a follower of Farrakhan and he converted to Islam.
Right.
Okay. Now he's the voice and the face of the DNC, the Democratic National Committee. He also is the de facto head of Antifa. His son, who sits on the city council, has pledged his allegiance to Antifa. So this thing gets so incestuous. There's a city council person by the name of Abdi Warsam who Basim Sabri also said that he tried to bribe. Warsam was brought to Minnesota from London by none other than George Soros. Okay?
Go ahead.
He began his absentee ballot flip to make Minnesota totally blue, which got Ilhan Omar and Keith Ellison elected.
I was just getting ready to say, when are we going to get to Omar in this? That's what I was.
Well, okay, Keith Ellison, who set up Omar, they both have the same campaign manager, Tim Manette.
Hell, you
Remember
say?
The name Tim Manette? Tim Manette is now Ilhan Omar's. I don't know whether they got married or not after she illegally married her brother.
After she dumped her brother?
Yeah. They're both his campaign man. They're both the campaign manager. That's why I say this isn't an easy, something to put your finger on. Well, here's the reason they did this. You've got the stand down order from the mayor when police precinct number 3 was on fire, and at the same time El Nuevo was on fire. They were told specifically, and the police chief will bear this out, stand down, let it burn. Now speculation would have it that maybe there was evidence that precinct 3, what was going on at El Nuevo. El Nuevo allegedly had a lot of illicit activity going on. If we burn it to the ground, no one will ever know. So, when you ask me to spend 10 minutes over the weekend and, come up with your timeline, it got really ugly.
Well, I actually, I knew it would happen. I knew what would happen.
I'm not even talking about the fact that Amy Klobuchar, who was a candidate for president and apparently is on a short list for vice president, she knows Derek Chauvin. She declined to prosecute him for a police shooting that took place in 2006 that went to a grand jury.
Just look at it this way.
He was later cleared.
I always hold you a couple things back in case there's a rainy day. Hey, Rick, I've got a couple other stories I want to try to get done this morning in interest of time, but is there something in what you looked at this weekend? And I know we can do this again over and over as you do research. And folks, right here, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to use this time. I look at this camera every single day and I say, you guys are the research department, so don't hesitate to get in touch with me. There you go. So, Rick, just anything on the sheet that you didn't get an opportunity to share that you worked so hard on this weekend?
Well, the truth about George Floyd, Antifa Care, Keith Ellison, Minnesota, Amy Klobuchar, it is truly a work in progress, because every door that you open, a window closes. Every time you go down a rabbit hole, and something else appears. And when you do the research, like going to the Minnesota business records and finding out exactly who owns El Nuevo. That's what I did. Omar Investments. It shows it right there.
There you go.
And that, you look at the tax records of Chauvin down in Florida. It's a $300,000 home down there in Windermere County. I've got the tax records from when he bought it.
All right, slow down. You already got the extra credit. You already got the extra credit question. You remember the day where you had 10 quiz questions and the teacher gave you the extra credit? Rick, I can't say thank you enough, and I'm going to say that on behalf of the people out there. I really appreciate what you've done and looking up like this stuff, the tax statements on where he has houses and so on and so forth. I appreciate it. I really can't say it enough. Thank you. I'll get back to you a little later today, and we'll see. Maybe we got some more stuff we got to start looking up. So
it's always good to be with you, Brian.
All right. I appreciate you. Rick, also known AKA the Cub Fan, if you've listened to the show for quite some time, and he's on our all-star political panel. Rick fills in, does the show when I have to be out of town. He does the all-star political panel with us, Jane and Bruce, on Fridays. And as I said last week, Friday, he did a great job putting that together, and I want him to share that again. Folks, it's not a coincidence. Now, that's the big thing. None of this is a coincidence. Oh, you're going down rabbit trails. No. This is not a coincidence, folks. Take a break. Be right back. I got 2 quick stories before we end the show today.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hey, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We have 30 minutes left this morning in the show. Now, let me say this, okay? It is June 15th, all right? It is June 15th, and that means session. I know it sounds strange. For those that did not realize, the Georgia 2020 legislative session was not over. They had to split town to hide from COVID for several months. So there's 10 days. I think today is it, June 15th. Critical on the list is the budget. So we're going to be watching that. But remember, your senators, state senators, and state representatives are down under the Gold Dome. There's a scary thought. We thought that was over, but no. They're assembled back under the Gold Dome, and some of them are commiserating because they won an election, or commiserating because they lost an election. They're gleeful and joyful because they won an election. Some of them will no longer be elected after this right here. They rolled the dice, 7, and came up craps on one of the races. So they are in session. Got it? 10 days. It started back today, so we'll keep up with that. Now, everything is a cumulative, that probably wasn't that high, is a cumulative effort to get rid of Donald Trump. There's two things I want to do today besides Rashad Brooks that was just sleeping. He was just sleeping in the drive-thru. Hey, buddy, you're holding up the line. The cars are all the way around. Everybody, you're not the only drunk guy that wants a burger. Get the car moving. All right, so now there's the Never Trumpers. And this video an hour ago or 2 hours ago when I pulled it up and watched it, this video had about 1.4 million views. Not a big deal, 1.4 million views. Let's go with the video that says Lindsey Graham loves Joe Biden.
Well, I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. What is Donald Trump's campaign about? He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. And you know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell. If you can't admire Joe Biden as a person, then it's probably you got a problem. You need to do some self-evaluation. Because what's not to like? He is as good a man as God ever created. He said some of the most incredibly heartfelt things that anybody could ever say to me. He's the nicest person I think I've ever met in politics. This is a defining moment in the future of the Republican Party. We have to reject this demagoguery, and if we don't reject Donald Trump, we've lost the moral authority, in my view, to govern this great nation.
Republican voters against Trump. Lindsey must have did this interview or said these things the day after Donald Trump gave out his personal cell phone number. Do you remember that? That's one of my favorites. That's one of my campaign favorites, is the day Donald Trump gave out Lindsey Graham's personal campaign phone number. Now, that being said, here's what is taking place. So here they are, number 26. This is their website. Republican voters against Trump. I'd vote for a tuna fish sandwich before I'd vote for Donald Trump. These are Republicans, former Republicans, conservatives, and former Trump voters who can't support Trump for president this fall. Now, 1.3 or 4 million views on that video today. Some are upset with me because I can't bury my head in the sand and realize the battle is from all the way around. It's all the way around. It's Republicans, it's Democrats, it's all the way around. This is no coincidence that the timing on this is perfect, okay? Now, did you see, we're going to go through, I'm not done yet. Did you see this, number 27, okay? Trump reschedules Tulsa rally, remember, after Juneteenth date, okay? Now, what is Juneteenth? Okay. I had it here just a minute ago. All right. Senator, give me. So Juneteenth. Hold on. Give me number 14. Senator Tim Scott says Trump didn't know the significance of Tulsa and Juneteenth when rally was scheduled. Okay. Emancipation, right? Is that it? So Juneteenth, USA. President Donald Trump was unfamiliar with the significance of June 19th, Juneteenth, when his campaign scheduled a rally for that date in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but rescheduled the event when he learned the day known as Juneteenth marks the end of slavery in the U.S., according to Tim Scott. All right, so Tulsa, the rally, Juneteenth. Guy just got arrested for jaywalking. right? So let me see something here. I was just going past Chaz there. All right. Portland abandons its own autonomous zone day after it was established. We got that one. I got that one. Okay. So, Juneteenth. I want to get this picture. Stay with me here. I'm going to rapidly go backwards because I want to find. Remember now, Tulsa. They've got to do everything to shut Donald Trump down, okay? Give me number 81. Trump campaign declines to say if it will enforce CDC coronavirus guidelines at Tulsa rally. See, it's wave 2. I only got 2 hours a day, but it's wave 2, right? No coincidence. Is this a coincidence, number 80? Oklahoma sees largest single-day increase of coronavirus cases a week before the Trump rally. Number 79, scare your ass back in the house. Second COVID-19 wave hits several U.S. states. And here your ass wants a haircut, right? Here's one, the state that they think Trump will lose. And they're working very hard on Arizona, number 78. Arizona coronavirus cases nearly double since Memorial Day as state nears hospital capacity. No, say it ain't true. True. Say it ain't true. Number 77. Texas set new record for COVID-19 hospitalizations. Could this be a second wave? Is Texas a red state? Is Arizona a red state? Tulsa, that fights with West Virginia to come in first, is a red state? Number 76, the gatekeepers of hell. Tulsa Health Department Director wishes Trump would postpone campaign rally amid COVID-19 concerns. He wishes he would postpone it because then Joe Biden, bumbling bozo Biden, will have to come out of the bunker. You know, it's terrible because they want President Trump to have a rally and can we at least get 3 people to die? Because a lot of older people like Trump. They can be vulnerable. Can we get Tulsa, please? I wish you would just not plan this rally. If it was a protest, it's a different story. If you're burning down a Wendy's, get a permit. That's all you got to do. Remember, Wendy's, never frozen, always fresh. Number 75, GOP candidates now. It's all like this, okay? GOP candidates balance pros and cons of running with Trump. Why, even a state, you look it up yourself, number 74, even a state where Trump won by 12 points, Iowa, he is underwater to Joe Biden, and look what it's doing to Joni Ernst. She's down right now. Republicans may have to take a look, okay? Number 73, the evil ones that were assembled this morning. Al sitting up straight like a CEO. He runs MSNBC, okay? When Al walks in, they all stop to kiss his black, I just had to think of onyx ring, okay? Republicans fear Trump's weakened standing jeopardizes the party in November by Bob Costas. Number 72, the Washington Post. It's all here, baby. It's all here. It's all here. Republicans fear Trump's weakened stance jeopardizes the party in November. Here he is, Bob Costas. Let's throw you up here, number 69. All right. Let's just go with this, number 64. Anger in Atlanta over fatal shooting of black man. Okay. 62, these are black people in a church, by the way. Wonder why they decided to use black people in a church. Coronavirus cases spike across Sunbelt as economy lurches into motion. Let's go ahead and go with this again. Number 60. There's the Wendy's. Burn it down. Number 59. They quickly have the autopsy. Autopsy reveals Rashad Brooks' death ruled a homicide. Number 57. Here is the Rashad Brooks. Already, they lawyered up, ready to go. Number 55, Justin Miller, this is the attorney. Okay. And I will get to this one here. Oh, by the way, stock futures are crashing, number 41, due to concerns of the second wave. You don't think this is all a coincidence? Set up number 40. Number 40. Here's the number, CNN, 208 this morning. Here's the number of coronavirus cases. All right. Here's 35. Here's CNN. Brooks' attorney. Officer didn't want to allow any type of compassion. Okay. Stewart is a liar. He's a flat out liar. He is an attorney. He smells money. Okay. Rashad's wife, aka baby, that he kept, I kept calling baby. You want the one or the two? Why didn't baby come down and get his ass? All right. So anyhow, no compassion. Take the time to watch the video today and see what compassion, okay? Number 34, police killing of Rashad Brooks in Atlanta sparks racial tension. This is Paul Howard. He's the Fulton County, Georgia District Attorney. Now, I don't know how he is actually walking through this case, considering the mayor fired him immediately, okay? 33, Brooks' attorney, officers didn't allow any type of compassion. That's a lot. Now, all of a sudden, number 32, baby mama show up, got an attorney. Police killing of Rashad Brooks in Atlanta sparks racial tensions. Tamika Miller, wife of Rashad Brooks. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get mine. That, she didn't say that. I said that. All right. 30, police killing of Rashad Brooks in Atlanta sparks racial tensions. Okay. 29. Now, as you can see, all right, Brooks is turned and is firing at the law enforcement with what looks to believe the taser he took off law enforcement. Okay. Number 28. All right. Simple. Go look at the video. Officer saying, okay, we've gave you about 20 some minutes. We've done the breathalyzer. Okay. Well, you've done the breathalyzer. You're pretty drunk. Don't need to be driving. But we do know you drove. We know you drove from there to there. So we know you were behind the wheel of that car drunk. You could have pulled out and killed somebody. So put your hands behind your back. You've broke the law. What? I broke the law? You watch the video. You broke the law. Boom. They don't say it. No, he goes into a fight. Okay. Fight. Now, I have two things I want to do before I close. My last segment of the day that goes with this. West Point cadets graduated Saturday. They graduated Saturday. They don't want Donald Trump to be the commander-in-chief, okay? General Milley wished he wouldn't have been there for a picture. They have brought in everybody from Bob Gates to you name them. Okay, Admiral this, Admiral that. And they brought them all in. All right. And they don't want Trump to be commander in chief. Now, our Constitution of the United States, take time this afternoon and realize Donald J. Trump is the commander in chief of the military. He's top guy. He's he wakes up when he puts his hand down. He's a 10-star general. Whatever you want to say, he's it. Okay. Now, there are some things that stop him from doing some things with the military, but he's it. They need to just say, yes, sir. They don't want him to. They hate that. They loved it when Barack Obama went to West Point, but they hate Donald Trump going to West Point, looking out at those young men and women, and them looking back and having to say that's the commander in chief. Well, if you put that together, there's no positives whatsoever coming from that Saturday West Point speech of optimism from Donald Trump to those young cadets. Nothing. CNN, ABC, NBC, look all day. You won't see anything positive where that's concerned. But Donald Trump now is 74 years old. And I guess he's now they said this morning, he's the oldest active president of the United States. We know Joe Biden is a bumbling idiot. We know Joe Biden, can't keep his balancing act, and somebody's got to stay on both sides of him so he doesn't fall. We know he cannot look out in the audience. He doesn't even know where he's at. If he's in Kansas, he said, hey, it's good to be in Missouri. Well, no, that wouldn't be good enough because the media would say, Kansas City runs right, Missouri, Kansas. It was an honest mistake. Trump said it. He didn't know what side of the river he was on, did he? But if Biden's in Michigan, he says it's good to be in Kansas, they don't know what to do because that's all getting ready to happen. So what they have to do is build up, remember all the way back from inauguration, they have to build up Trump's health. They're concerned about his health. And I'm going to show you this because it is something that, all right, I took several shots this morning. So let's go through here and I will name them out. Now, this man is the commander-in-chief, and he is actually addressing the graduation class. Now, they did not knock his speech, literally his speech or the speech he gave. They didn't say anything about that. I don't know why they didn't clip any of that out like Biden bumbles so bad. But let me show you what they did a story on this morning. All right, here's a picture, okay, number 42, okay. Now, at West Point, Donald Trump always wears a suit, may have been warm, I don't know. But as they reported, it was a warm, sunny day, and it was very dry. They reported that, okay. But here's the president taking a drink of water, and he gets the bottom of it by his right hand. Now, the president of the United States knows, like your host here, I mean, half of my glasses, I think, are dribble glasses, and I'm being set up. The president put his hand under there. Look at this. This is what's being reported. Now, number 43, as you can see, he gets the glass. I know you're saying, why am I telling you this? This is the report. Number 43, he gets the glass. 44, he puts it up, right? 43, 44, and then go back to 2. He then takes one hand under the glass to help balance it. This is the report this morning. I'm going to prove it. Look at the bottom of the screen, MSNBC. Right out of the box, 316. So now to leave, he has to walk down a ramp. And the ramp's got a little bit of an incline. So what he doesn't want to do is get, I watched this guy walk down a ramp last week. I felt terrible. Week before last, because it was on Saturday. So I felt terrible. I watched him, and I was nowhere where I could do anything. He came out of the building. He started down the handicap ramp. I could not get close. It's like I just had to watch it. And I watched the guy, and I said, oh, he is picking up speed down that ramp. This don't end well. He tried to catch himself up with his feet, and he fell. And it was sad, and there was some people that ran real quick. Trump, no matter what you want to say or not, he is 74. And he did not want to, catch some wind and get to rolling down that ramp. And the next thing you know, boom, he's out in the grass. And, well, it wouldn't have been fun, right? Trump rolling around the grass. But number 45, look at 45. Going down there. Now, we watched him. You should go back and read. Give me 46. Right? Here's the President Trump. Here's his ramp tweet. 47. The ramp that I descended after my West Point commencement speech was very long and steep, had no handrail, and most importantly was very slippery. The last thing I was going to do is fall for the fake news to have fun with. Final 10 feet, I ran down to the level ground. Momentum. All right. But I'm telling you, that's all we needed was Trump to the floor, right? Wouldn't that have been interesting? Now, let me give you now. So Morning Joe comes up, and obviously we have Chaz, right? We have radical left trying to take over Asheville, radical left trying to take over Portland. Then we have the radical left, right? Radical left out there at Chaz in Seattle. We have rioters that are being vindicated and saying they have every right, basically. Vindication, anger is vindicated, burning down Wendy's. This is the news cycle. Number 86. Okay. Now, you're going to say, no, this is Morning Joe. Trump awkwardly sips water during West Point speech. Number 85. Okay. President Trump cautiously descends ramp at West Point commencement. Number 84. President Trump cautiously descends ramp at West Point. 83. There's the evil ones. Okay. And here are the gatekeepers of hell, number 82. President Trump cautiously descends ramp at West Point commencement. I wonder who owns the buildings inside Chaz. I wonder what they're doing in the police station inside Chaz. I wonder, like those buildings that have offices, if the people don't work there anymore inside Chaz. I wonder if it's just they're taking all the food out of the refrigerators of these buildings. And I just wonder what's happening in Chaz. While Joe and Minka are concerned about Trump cautiously descends ramp at West Point commencement. And, hey, their protection for drunk drivers. I just say it like that. Drunk drivers. All right. Let's do a closer here. That segment is over. And I want to take 2 or 3 minutes with this guy here. Friday, when we were on the show, I was not aware of this Friday on the show until afterwards, and or Thursday, and I wasn't able to make comments on this. And this has weighed on me. Okay, give me number 5. That's Bill Coakley, retired Air Force, a soldier, the ultimate soldier, retired Air Force. I'm going to say Donovan is the name. I'm not looking at his grandson. If you knew this guy and you were Facebook friends and you knew him personally, he made sure that Donovan was okay. And I just leave it at that. He had a lot of Facebook pages. Donovan's in the service. I think he's in the Army. That's his grandfather. Bill died last week. The end of his struggle with cancer. Now, Bill sent me a picture because one morning he was watching a show and he was drinking coffee out of his FYN Fetch Your News mug. So he sent me that. So we had the usual fun with it. I said, well, at least one mug looks better than the other. And that's the way Bill and I would do it. Hey, at least one mug looks better than the other. Really? You sent me a mug and I had to see yours too? I mean, that's what we would do. But I told the story Saturday, and I thought it was awesome because I think of him as the ultimate soldier, okay? He had a job to do, and he did his job. Bill did his job. He had a job to do, and he did his job. So the first time I ever met him, I told the story that was at a Republican Party meeting in Gilmer County. And Congressman Doug Collins, at this time, I think he's Georgia State Senator Doug Collins, and he's running for the open seat, long story short, for the 9th District. And Bill's going to go out there, and he's going to hit the campaign trail. He's going to have his car packed with signs. He's going to have his car packed with brochures, and he's going to hit every Republican Party meeting, okay? Every Republican Party meeting, and say Doug Collins as many times as they will let him say Doug Collins. So at that first Republican Party meeting, I didn't know this guy. And they had a speaker, another candidate for 9th, and he was already scheduled. The speaker was scheduled. But they said, hey, does anybody out there, is there any candidates out there that want to introduce themselves? Hey, I'm so-and-so, and I'm running for so-and-so. All right. Bill says, sure. So Bill shoots up to the front, and they basically asking people to stand there in place. Bill shoots to the front. And I'm looking, I don't know the guy, and he's like, my name is Bill Cookley, and I'm with Doug Collins' campaign, and we're going to be the best. We are the best. We're going to be the best. We're going to be the best 7 days a week. Doug Collins is going to win. He is going to be your I was like, whoa. And I'm thinking, they asked you to introduce yourself, but you're not even the candidate. So finally, the chairman says, whoa, buddy. You're not going to do that here. Now, we're going to respect our speaker. Okay. And our speaker is scheduled in. So now if you want to get scheduled and get your candidate scheduled here, you get in touch with us. But we're not going to let you take up the time of our speaker. And this guy just grins and he grins. You got to know his grin. He says, okay. He shoots to the back of the room. He's going to go out. So I went back and asked him, I said, who are you? What are you doing? He said, I said, they gave you the hook. He said, yeah. And I'm going to stand up there every time. And I'm not going to stop talking until they give me the hook. And he had a grin. So I want to tell one more thing. Bill, I'm going to tell just two more quick things. So one time, this is several years ago, we had a Tea Party lunch. Gilmer County Tea Party lunch. And I'm going to say 40 people were there. Frank, Judy, Joanne, I'm George McClellan, Jack. There was 40 of us in this room, okay? And there had just been a vote in D.C. that we were outraged over, okay? We were outraged over this vote. And here runs Bill right into the lunch, head on, grinning from ear to ear. So we get up and it gets time to asking the questions. And I mean, they got up one at a time and laser beamed on Bill and just went after him. I think I did too. We all did. So he stayed. He had his lunch. He talked to people. And when it was done, he was going out. I said, boy, they really handed your ass to you today, didn't they, Bill? We talked like that. I said, Bill, they handed you your ass today, didn't they? And he said, that's my job. One more thing, he would wear his congressional pin, okay? And I forget all the legalities, but you have to, if you're wearing your congressional pin, you can't be campaigning, okay? So I would go up to him and I would ask him a question. And he would look at me and he'd go, really, Brian? Really? You're going to ask me that? Hold on a minute. He would turn around, take it off, and then he'd say, ask me that again. There was things like that he was an amazing man. Gail, amazing man, family. We just love him so much. And I heard so many great stories in the last couple of days from other family, friends, congressmen. So, Bill, we're going to miss you. but I'll always have your mug. Take us out of here.